People wander through the vast bitterness of the mundane world, searching for that one person who can fill the hole in their soul. They don't realize that this grasping heart, this sense of lack, is the very root of endless suffering in this life. We surrender to the waves of desire, whispering, "I love you." Yet in the stillness of the night, if we look deep into that so-called love, we find hidden fears and selfish cravings. Men and women often turn love into a secret deal. We hold on to our deep feelings, like bargaining chips, hoping to trade them for security, a sense of worth, or an escape from the loneliness we are too afraid to face alone. This is the world's greatest trick. We mistake dependency for love, intense possession for passion, and emotional blackmail for an eternal vow. True love is not about taking. It is an internal practice that has nothing to do with the other person. It is a form of causeless compassion. It is complete within itself, like the sun that shines on everyone regardless of whether the flowers offer a scent or if the valleys deserve the light. Like spring rain, it nourishes the tall trees and the tiny grass without ever calculating which is more important. People complain that the road of love is hard, tangled with hate, anger, and obsession. Why does the person who once brought you joy become the wound that keeps you awake at night? It's because we enter relationships with a scarcity karma. It's like two starving people meeting, each hoping the other has a piece of bread to save their dying soul. The result is always mutual destruction. We confuse our needs with love. You crave care because you are cold inside. Seek validation because your self-worth has collapsed. You beg for company because you cannot face the void within. When these needs are temporarily met, we feel a false sense of happiness. But once things change, as they always do, and the other person can no longer provide that emotional supply, love instantly turns into resentment, guilt, and blame. At that point, you aren't loving a person, are loving a fantasy that satisfies your desires. This isn't love, it's obsession. In the eyes of wisdom, true love is the complete absence of the ego. It is the natural flow of compassion that doesn't stick or cling. Like the sun, it radiates heat, because that is its nature, not to get something back from the earth. When you can share your inner fullness like the sun, without asking for a response, without caring if they are grateful, without clinging to the outcome, only then have you touched the reality of love. There is a story of a Zen master who saw a scorpion drowning. He reached out to save it, and it stung him. A moment later, it fell back in, and he saved it again, only to be stung again. Someone asked, "Why save it if it keeps hurting you?" The master replied, "To sting is the scorpion's nature, to be compassionate is mine. Why should I abandon my nature because of its nature? This is the highest level of love. I love you, not because you are perfect or because of how you treat me, but because I am love. When your love no longer depends on the other person's attitude or external changes, are finally free. In this dream-like world, nothing can be truly gained or possessed. Everyone tries to control and grab, yet the harder you grip, the faster it slips away. To truly love yourself must first become whole. A person who knows true love is someone who can be at peace with themselves, accepting both their light and their shadows. When you stop begging for attention, an inner strength emerges. This strength gives you the courage to give without expecting anything back, the wisdom to respect others as they are, and the freedom to say, I love you, but I don't need to own you. This might seem cold, but it is actually the deepest form of feeling. Realize that everyone has their own journey in karma. You can walk beside them, but you cannot replace them. You can bless them, but you cannot force them. When you let go of your own gain and loss, every encounter becomes a place of practice. The person in front of you is a mirror reflecting your own internal landscape. If you see coldness, perhaps you have closed your own heart. If you see anger, perhaps you are full of internal conflict. The person who causes you pain is actually a reverse teacher, pointing out your blind spots and forcing you to face your incomplete self. If you love with awareness, you'll realize that every argument is just the ego fighting. When you stop trying to change the other person, realize they have always been there, just as they are. You are simply wearing tinted glasses of desire. Going with the flow isn't passive. It's a profound understanding of cause and effect. A meeting in this life took hundreds of years of connection to happen. When the connection is there, cherish it like your own eyes. Love and give with your whole heart. When the connection ends, let it go like an old friend leaving on a journey. No clinging, no resentment. Be grateful that their arrival taught you compassion and their departure taught you independence. This kind of love has no chains. It is the freedom of the soul. It is like a great being who watches the world with eyes of mercy, always present, yet never interfering. They watch you cry and laugh, fall and get up, feeling infinite empathy, but allowing you to finish your own walk and find your own awakening. Small love is selfish and possessive. The ultimate goal of spiritual practice is to turn small love into great love. When you cultivate this heart, find that love is an overflow of energy. It doesn't increase with praise or decrease with insults. It is like the sky. It contains everything but is never stained by anything. When you become love itself, you are no longer a beggar for affection or a master of your own soul. Your love is no longer a heavy chain for others. It is a pair of wings that helps them fly higher. Will still love, perhaps even deeper and truer than before. But the hysterical, small me is gone. You become the quiet observer, watching the connections rise and fall like clouds, while your heart remains at peace. May we see our true nature in every relationship. Don't close your heart out of fear of being hurt, and don't lose your integrity out of a craving for warmth. Remember, you don't take because you are empty. You share because you are full.